Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present you my research paper titled Marketing and Business Strategy for SMEs in the Hospitality Industry during the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia. To start with, let me introduce myself. My name is Geraldi Ghossan. I'm from Indonesia. Currently, I'm an undergraduate student at the Institute Technology of Bandung, where I am taking an international business major in business and management faculty. I also graduated from Rennes School of Business in France as part of my double degree program and took sales and marketing as majors. Secondly, we have the overview of what I'm going to cover in this presentation, which are the problem area or need of my research, the methodology of the research, the findings or output of the research, and the conclusion of this research paper. Next up, we have the problem area. So, in March 2020, the WHO declared the COVID-19 outbreak to be a pandemic, and COVID-19 was first identified as pneumonia with an unknown origin in Wuhan, China. Many nations have used border closures, lockdowns, and social segregation programs in response to this. The result has been a decline in the worldwide economy, particularly in the travel and hospitality sectors, which has forced businesses, particularly marketing departments, to develop more effective strategies to address the problem. The rate of the change in this business world, where marketers currently work, is startling. The amount of time, money, and media attention focused on this, together with the enormous change and challenges the entire world community has faced in recent months, is astounding. The state of the international economy is dire. To put it mildly, with many companies on the edge of failing due to pressure. To support this, the Indonesian Travel Agents Association reported a decline in sales up to 90% in March 2020, translating into a potential loss of 245 million US dollars due to cancellation stated by the Jakarta Post in 2020. Furthermore, like many businesses, marketers were unaware of how the strict restrictions would affect their businesses. Reconsidering when to launch campaigns and delaying them is very appropriate. More than half of the enterprises surveyed claim that they will maintain or raise their spending even in the midst of the current economic crisis. Businesses will try to minimize expenses in uncertain economic times, which means that rivals will not be promoting as aggressively. However, businesses who kept up their marketing spending will consistently outperform those of their rivals during the severe recessions, even at the moment. Next up, I'm going to briefly present the literature review of this research paper. So, the first one I have, the COVID-19 pandemic itself. For starters, a pneumonia outbreak of unknown origin was reported in Wuhan, China in December 2019. The WHO declared a pandemic on March 12, 2020 due to the global spread of SARS-CoV-2 and thousands of deaths caused by coronavirus illness. The globe has paid a significant price as a result of this epidemic in terms of human lives lost, economic repercussions, and increasing poverty. Next up, in the marketing strategy, due to marketing strategy formulation and execution are crucial to what marketers do in the real world. Research into these activities is key to demonstrating marketing's academic relevance. Improving theoretical marketing understanding requires an awareness of the existing level of marketing strategy expertise. For example, knowing which theories have been employed in earlier research and which aspects of marketing strategy have gotten less attention is a foundation for building indigenous marketing theories. Next up, we have crisis management practice. According to Ivan Kai Lai and Joe's Wang Chowong in 2020, the shift in crisis management strategies in the quadrants has damaged most marketing techniques. Initially, hotel management expected the pandemic to be resolved quickly. They advocated decreasing the price to promote demand as a consequence. They knew that marketing strategies would be worthless in promoting sales after the pandemic hit, so they choose to save marketing resources for post-pandemic preparations. Follow-up research verified this, as most hotels executives believe that marketing strategies will be improved during COVID-19's final stages. So, when an outbreak occurs, hotel industry stakeholders think the situation will pass soon and develop crisis management plans accordingly. However, in this case, the sickness has become more severe and has lasted longer. Furthermore, because no one solution established in previous research can be applied to all cases, successful crisis management approaches are time dependent. Next up is online marketing and online businesses. Indonesians are among the most passionate digital technology users in the world. This typical Indonesian spends 4 hours each day on their mobile device browsing the internet because of the independence they provide. Many firms are drawn to relocating everything online. Modern technology, laptops, tablets, business application, and VoIP communication systems are just a few of the tools that enable organizations to function and accessible from anywhere. Next, we have crisis marketing strategies. In times of crisis, the purpose of a marketing plan must once again be to meet the wants and requirements of customers. When tourist firms act with this understanding, they may enhance sales and profits by just adjusting their marketing mix. Long-term choices and activities should be included in the strategies, as should periodic reviews of their deployed systems. Managers must also choose the best marketing approach for their company, taking into account future marketing demands, competitive issues, environmental concerns, and the tourist industry's strengths and limitations. The marketing strategy must then be chosen, and marketing method must then be applied in accordance with the strategy. Okay, I'll move on to social network marketing strategy and SME strategy benefits. It is found that social network or media can be beneficial to SMEs. For instance, Facebook can help SMEs businesses communicate with their consumers and may also be useful tool for building and brand recognition and spreading awareness. Research has shown that Facebook demonstrated to be an essential avenue for small and medium-sized businesses to market their brands without having to spend a lot of money. Additionally, Facebook became one of the most popular platforms to market SMEs business, especially in the hospitality industry, because in setting up a Facebook business page, it's free of cost. Moving to the last one is my hypothesis development. First, hospitality experts should pause and consider their future approach as most hotels, marketing departments must be in full swing as soon as lockdown ends, and missing that recovery time would almost certainly means catastrophe for unprepared properties. Second, there is a lack of effort from SMEs such as hotels to review their online strategy. Many hotels should prioritize diversifying online offers through multiple channels, such as websites, social media, and etc., and optimizing the website design. Furthermore, working to improve the hotel's digital presence can reduce the amount of commissions paid to intermediaries while giving it access to a far bigger prospective client base. Okay, let's move to the research questions. The first one is what are the factors that affect the hospitality industry in Indonesia? Secondly, how do SMEs in the hospitality industry's marketing and business strategy cope with the new conditions of COVID-19 pandemic? And the third one is how does moving everything to online contribute to SMEs survivability during the COVID-19 pandemic? Okay, next. Next slide, I'm going to explain about the methodology that I applied for this research paper. So as you can see, this research topic uses the interpretive physics approach because most of the data available and the research questions are based on theories and observations. Therefore, this research will focus only on secondary sources in determining how big, how much qualitative research methods are employed. And the goal of qualitative research is to figure out what's going on behind the scenes in terms of why and how. I also use descriptive method because its objective is to systematically and accurately describe a population, environment, and phenomenon. It can respond to questions about what, where, when, and how. Secondary data is used as my source of collecting information too, from a variety of sources via information distribution channels such as publications, news, social media, and other platforms. Lastly, I use media content analysis. It is appropriate for this qualitative research because it directly examines communication via text or transcripts, which gets at the core of social interaction through examination of text. MCA can also offer significant historical and cultural insights over time. Moving on to the next slide, I'm going to explain about the output of this research. The first one would be the impact of the COVID-19 epidemic on Indonesia's tourism sector. All in all, the hospitality industry's marketing approach in Indonesia must be reconsidered when numerous studies of marketing techniques utilized by the lodging industry during the crisis are analyzed. The market share strategy emerges as the most frequently used method. Following that are the product lifecycle and cost reduction techniques, as well as customer acquisition tactics. Furthermore, one of the most surprising findings of the study is that during time of crisis, hotels and other tourism businesses have cut their selling prices, such as room rates or admission fees, in order to survive. By using cost-cutting and customer acquisition method, which relate to bringing in new customers or persuading people to buy their items, companies may save money. It's a strategy for moving customers through the market funnel from brand awareness to purchase decisions, with the goal of meeting companies' short-term occupancy goal. The second one is innovation in business and marketing strategies. So, relationship with customers and channel partners require extra care to address this difficulty. Consumers' purchasing behavior has refocused attention on e-commerce in the tourist business. Adapting to consumer behavior, maintaining sales and prospect flow, and developing adequate marketing plans are all crucial to managing cash flow and operations and ensuring the firm is in a position to return to normal in a few months. Demand for products and services may differ from normal during periods of business interruptions, such as the current COVID-19 epidemic. The third one is moving everything online. So consumers have turned to online commerce as a result of advancements such as quicker, more dependable internet access, especially in the pandemic of COVID-19, where many hotels or other businesses that run into the tourism industry have turned to online bookings and reservations. Additionally, in the year 2020, Indonesia will have one of the highest rates of e-commerce adoption in the world. 90% of the internet users in the country, aged 16 to 64, have made online purchases, stated by the International Trade Administration in 2021, and demand has risen dramatically as a result of the coronavirus epidemic, and many traditional brick-and-mortar businesses and individual service providers have switched to the internet. And the last one is change in customer priority. So one of the most significant factors to consider is that businesses must understand their demographic data, as well as what motives consumers to use their products or services and how they like to do so. Because at times like this, the brand's experience and service are critical. When things return to normal, customers will remember favorably that business were helpful and supportive during their time of need, and they will remember negatively the businesses that failed to offer the experience they anticipated and required. All of this implies that firms must evaluate and change their customer experience to match evolving consumer demands. And for the last part of this presentation, we finally move on to the conclusion. To start with, an emergency crisis refers to an unanticipated condition of stress that has a substantial impact on company continuity. Because of its multi-purpose nature, the tourist industry is particularly vulnerable to the crisis. Moreover, this paper looked at the perspectives of Indonesian tourist and hospitality conditions during the COVID-19 outbreak. This research also contributes to the knowledge of Indonesia's tourist sector or industry, which recently experienced a setback when the COVID-19 pandemic prompted all tourism and hospitality organizations to halt operations in and out of the country. As a result, the travel, restaurant, resort, hotel, and other businesses that run in the tourism industry in Indonesia are all struggling, as all of the responders have been imposed and given their perspectives. And this paper also explored the viral pandemic and its impact on the tourism and hospitality industries. This historic tourist crisis, as well as its effects, is presently causing havoc on Indonesia's tourism sector. We discussed factors that affects businesses such as strategies and tactics for promotion products and services and establishing online interaction with customers need to be changed accordingly to the need and wants of the customers, since this is one of the most crucial factors for businesses that run in the tourism industry. Okay, so next up here are the references. And that's all for my research paper presentation. Thank you for your time and attention.